You there?
Yeah.
All right, dope, man.
There we
So
go.
welcome to Crew season. We are a podcast that drops every Tuesday, and we get to talking about relationships and things of that nature. We came across this clip today, actually, and it went viral. So I'm actually interested in hearing your take. And so,
Yeah.
like, first off, how long have you been listening to the combo?
Oh, I've been here
Today.
the whole time. It's been very interesting.
Dope. Okay, so I'm interested in hearing your take on this situation. We getting it from the horse's mouth.
Yeah, so for sure. So I think, well, first of all, it has been interesting because I didn't expect for any of that clip to go viral. So I think just hearing everybody's perspective is very interesting. But I'm gonna say this. Just because I passed on him and I said pineapples, it wasn't because I thought he was lame or this. Simply, the only reason why I even pineappled him in the first place is because I wanted him to tell me more about himself. Because at the end of the day, I'm not only dating your accolades. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Mm.
again, like I said, I think it's dope that he's a nuclear engineer, and I think it's dope that he's in the military or whatever, and all of that stuff. I let him talk because I was waiting for him to be like, yo, I like to do this for fun. Or if I'm
Mm.
going on a date, I'm doing this. And that's simply why I pineappled him. Like, period. It's not because my sense of entitlement, Yancey, because you said that. It's not because my face was just bland because I have resting bitch face. Like, I don't know what else you want me to do. That's just how I look. It's not because I'm loud. The comment that I made to you is because you're like, well, those type of girls, they're loud. I'm actually not an Instagram influencer.
I said that. I said that those were loud. We were speaking of women who come into the cloud, come into a club and are actually loud. We weren't speaking about you being loud. We said women who
Well,
come into a club
regardless,
and
like
need
I
to
feel
be.
like the reference that you had going on and towards me, I just think it's like interesting because just because I pineappled him and automatically turned into, oh, she likes athletes or she wants to talk to a rapper or blah blah blah. No, I want to date somebody that is a happy medium, like period. Like one, I need a man that I feel like I trust his judgment, who can lead me. I'm not saying that he has to be popping, like, and just speaking from experiences, like with me being in Atlanta, I have dated literally all different types of guys. And I would say my personal, I would prefer not to date a rapper or athlete. I don't care if you have a blue check. Like that's not what it's about. But I do want to be with somebody who I feel like we can go and ride go-karts and do fun shit because it takes more than just somebody's job to make a relationship work. Like, and if you also kept watching the live, it was actually one guy that I had a dope conversation with him and he was like still in school. He wasn't established within his career or anything, but I kept talking to him and I thought he was dope because he had more confidence within himself and his conversation was better.
Can
Like, you
I
know what
address?
I mean?
Can I address the entitlement? Is I think context is everything, and
Yeah.
so this is really interesting because with my content, I never do reaction videos because they are real people, and I always am aware of that. I have actually been in a trending video before, and everybody took a clip. So I was actually very careful in what I said. I really had to think twice about coming on because I'm aware these are actual people. So it's important to me that I reiterate what it was that I said. I said a lot of women have a sense of entitlement. I don't know you, so I can't say you have a sense of entitlement. I said I coach. This is what I do for a living. A lot of women have a sense of entitlement where they come in and it's this attitude. Come perform for me, court jester. See if you pass the test. That is what happens, and I actually witnessed this. So when I spoke to the face, I don't know you, but I do read body language. And so a man who sees that, he doesn't know it's a resting bee face. He just sees this look. And this look comes across like, let's see what you got. So I was not trying to be a mind reader and say what it is. To me, that was a teaching point to show women it's just like we were saying with men. Nonverbal cues are huge. A lot of guys are nervous, especially if you're cute and you're beautiful. A lot of guys get nervous around women. And so I have to tell women this. You might not realize he's nervous because he's doing a good job of like putting on the confidence. But if you're really pretty, it serves you well to smile. One of my first clients, it was the same thing. She had a serious face. I said smile, and if you want, put your hand on top of his hand across the table. It lets him know it's okay, you could relax. So no disrespect, I've been defending Black women this whole time, and for me it was the facial expression, and that's all we had to go on. We had to go off of the short clip that we had, and context is everything. So thank you for
Can I
letting
ask
me.
how old are you?
I'm 23. I'll be 24 in September.
Okay. Because like I just feel like you did I mean, he did lead with his career because that's what he was confident in. I mean, he was nervous and you guys were on a platform full of everyone. So I think that he had like word vomit and it seemed like you just didn't give him a chance to even, it was too short of like pineapples. You didn't give him a chance to really express himself because being on a platform, like you being confident to get on here, not everybody has that. And a guy like that, like what I'm not saying this is your fault, but this may discourage him from dating Black women because he was embarrassed on a public platform like that, all because he led with his career and his success and that is something that he wants to present to you. And that's maybe something he's proud of, to be like, maybe she wants to hear where I'm headed. This is my plan in life. Like I want to make money and I'm educated. He's presenting you with the things that he's accomplished. So
Yeah,
how
me and the friends to do that
is
too.
that
And
not-
I think that that's dope. But again, it takes more than just that to date somebody. Like point blank, period.
That's
I
why you
also
go on a
think
date with them, right?
and it was. What'd you say?
That's why you go on a date with them, but you like brushed him off before he can even really just kind of finish saying.
I didn't brush him off. I was on a speed dating show.
Okay.
That
And
was my question. How long did you have with this
actually let
person?
him talk for a lot more time than what I let other people talk because I did think he was cute. I did find him attractive. I intentionally let him keep talking. I allowed him to keep talking because I was waiting for him to be like, I like to do this for fun, or if I'm going on a date. Literally, that's why. So within my body language, you probably saw me because I literally was like this because just being transparent, being honest, I was testing him. I wanted to see if he was going to come out and add more to him. And I think it was interesting for me too, because I actually was just on another show talking about this because people wanted my perspective on it too. And I think I told him on the other show that I feel like I am somebody who I feel like I have accomplished a lot or whatever, or I've placed a lot of like my self-value, like in what I've accomplished and just like doing pageants and winning pageants and stuff like that. But what I'm learning now about myself is that, yes, that's a part of me, but that's not all of who I am.
I gotta ask you something.
Instead of like, I don't care how much money he makes. I just want to find somebody I connect with.
Yeah, I mean, I think exactly. I mean, I think like at the end of the day, yes, everyone wants to be with a man that is like financially stable, but I feel like that's like a standard of dating, but it takes more than that just to date somebody.
But Jalea, note what you just said. You said I was testing him. Remember, you said my face might have been like this, but I was testing him. That's literally what I was speaking about when I said women come on dates and they sit back. And I'm dramatic because no one's gonna be this dramatic, but their body language is what you got. It doesn't feel like two people
I understand that.
trying to get to know each other. And so it's ironic that you were saying you were testing him when that was the whole point that I was making. It did not feel like two people trying to connect. And we're giving you feedback from how it came across. It didn't feel like two people trying to connect. It felt like that energy. And you just said you were testing him.
And I understand that, and I'm gonna stand on that because at the end of the day, he was on a dating show for me. Like it was literally.
I'm saying you bristled at the fact that I pointed it out, and then you just said that's what you did. That's all I'm looking for. I'm not saying you have to say you're right or wrong.
I know, but
I addressed the one issue, and you came on and said that's exactly what I did. That's the only piece that I'm pointing out. I'm not saying what you did was right or wrong. I'm simply saying you came on saying that I was wrong in what I said, and then 5 minutes into it said that's actually what I was doing. That's all I was pointing out. I just like things to make sense. That's it.
Okay, well, I'm just saying, yes, I'm telling you, like at the end of the day, they were calling on the show to talk to me. It's not like I was shooting my shot at these guys. So of course, that was literally the game. They call in, you tell me a little bit about yourself. If I'm rocking with it, cool, we have a conversation. Then I'm gonna pineapples you. Like that's literally what it was. But I'm just saying but let me finish. But in addition to you saying all of that, it also turned into she likes athletes or she's this and then Taylor is that B Taylor. You're even like, oh, she probably didn't deserve him. Like, girl, wait. That's because I never said all of that on the show. Like y'all literally took that and ran with it just because. So let me ask y'all this. So y'all felt like that just because he did what he did, then I automatically was just supposed to talk to him?
I think it's like I'm a little bit older than you, so like I've been in your situation where like I've dated whatever, and I can tell right off back you were proud of, like, oh, I don't care about money because I've done this, I've done that. Like, you're one of a million at this time in the mindset. But as you get older, I'm telling you, it's the pool goes down. And successful men like that, because men like that get married young. So you're gonna find yourself later. And I'm not trying to be a Kevin Samuels because I didn't care about his message like that and all the times. But I'm just saying, from experience, the men that I passed up, I didn't pass up some very qualified men. And I look back sometime, especially when I was single, and I'm like, dang, I didn't, you know. So you're saying that you actually did connect with somebody who's not even established yet. I'm telling you now, you don't know where his plan is or where he's going to end up, if he's going to drop out, if he's going to be successful or whatever. But somebody like that that's already established, and to pass up on that because how you feel about your accomplishments, I'm telling you later, I'm not saying where your life, but there's a lot of women that end up regretting those type of decisions because he seems more stable and you're passing up a stable person over somebody who's still trying to figure out life. And that doesn't make a lot of sense. And that's triggering for a lot of men because a lot of men reach these accomplishments. They go to school and they get these degrees and they still get passed up over dude that's still trying to figure life out. Like you say, you connected with a guy that's still in school and he's not established yet. Like, it doesn't matter about that. You literally passed up a scientist. And I'm telling you, within a few years, that a white woman's going to snatch him up quick. So it's just kind of like.
But also in the same token, y'all also told me that, well, y'all also saying about me that I like athletes and all these other things. So
no, I'm saying women like that end up passing over men like that. Well, I didn't say that. Maybe Krew season can talk about that because I didn't personally.
And I gotta say this too because it keeps getting glossed over. So this is a clip that is meant to demonstrate what is seen a lot. And again, like I said, when you have a real person in the clip, it becomes personal for that person because it's them that are being criticized. What we talked about was what was in the clip, and what was in the clip by your own admission was you had a certain mindset, a certain attitude. So for me, as a dating coach, this is literally what I do. This is a perfect example of what men deal with. Men come in, the women act as though they are here. And even though technically you are on a dating show, he is coming on to speak to you. For me, I don't care if I'm the Queen of England. I don't care if I'm running into a janitor. And literally, when I was still in corporate America, I did not treat anyone differently because of my position. So all I'm saying is, for me, it would have been nice to, if you didn't care, because I don't care if you didn't like him. I like what I like. So I'm with you all the way on that. It was what the energy was for me. It felt very dismissive, like, boy, bad. That's what I picked up on. And then I could tell by what you're saying that you were turned off. But I think that there's a grace that we as women can have and saying, oh, you know what? I don't really feel a connection, but good luck to you. It's a totally different energy. Your energy, even right now, is very combative. It's maybe I'm the only one who sees it, but it's not an endearing, pleasant energy. And this is what I see as a coach. And it keeps people from having positive experiences in dating. So that's where I'm weighing in. I'm only speaking to the energy. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you date. I don't know anything about your backstory. It was only the energy that you gave to that gentleman on the clip.
Well, I also think at the end of the clip, though, I literally was like, oh, I wish you the best at basic training, like and you being shipped off. Like, I said that. So I wasn't rude. Like, I mean,
yeah, but come on, man. I didn't let this
now I am combative because I do feel some type of way. I feel like y'all literally dragged me for Phil. And then now what you're saying, but the overall picture is honestly, let's keep it a buck. The overall picture was she didn't want him because he's a scientist. She would prefer to date this, this, and this. And that was the overall message, I feel like. Am I tripping? Is that not what was said?
Based off the video overall. Basically, yeah.
Exactly.
Going off of
I never said that I didn't want a scientist, and now I'm on here telling you guys that I think that what he does is awesome. I think it's dope, but I would have loved for him to share more personal information about himself because again,
why didn't you ask it?
I also was on a time limit. Like I'm saying, it's pineapples. Like I was on a time limit.
That was my first question.
You can ask him, okay, what do you do?
Hold on, wait. Y'all are talking at the same time. Who's going first?
I said, so you could ask, what do you do for fun? What are some of your interests? You could just ask that instead of just letting them talk. If you had some kind of interest, because you did say it was a speed dating show. It's not just one. It's not just
so
one.
I think that's fair. I agree with that. That's fair. But I feel like that wasn't the conversation and what you guys were saying. It literally just turned into, oh, she doesn't want him because he's a scientist, or or she's an Instagram girl, or he's probably too good for her. That's what it turned into. That was never the rebuttal of any of you guys' conversation when y'all were discussing this. That's
Well,
what
the thing, like, when you start talking, your face was just like uninterested.
That's what it was.
Going off of the clip, and now that you're here, we're clarifying. Okay,
Right.
this is what we meant by this. Even some in the comments, it's like, yeah, we were talking about maybe she didn't like his swag. Maybe he wasn't missing some of that, like compared to the other guy that she may talk to. So we're only going to go off of what we're presenting. We don't know you, but now we're getting to know you. And you said it's not that. It wasn't about how he dressed or how he talked. It was simply because you said that you didn't like what he was saying. So I'm
And
like,
2 seconds in, your face went.
Hold on.
Hold tight.
Hold on.
Real quick. Because again, even though you didn't came on and you didn't explain yourself, I'm still gonna call cap on it. I gotta stand on what I said. I gotta stand on what I said. And this is why. Because I didn't interact with a lot of women in my life. And I could tell when a woman is just not interested. And I think when the video started, just like I said at the beginning of this stream, you was like, okay, let me give him a chance. And then folks opened his mouth and start talking. And you like, nah, this nigga corny. Let's just call a spade a spade. That's what you was thinking. That's what your face said. And even though you did give him the formalities, because that's all it was, formalities. Let's just call a spade a spade. I know sarcasm. I'm a master at it. I can hear sarcasm when sarcasm is being laid. Oh, good luck. But hell no, you ain't got a chance. And on top of that, after it was over with, you called him boring. And that right there told me all I needed to know, right? Because it confirmed what I thought initially. When he first opened his mouth, you said, nah, this nigga corny. That's not the type of nigga that I date. I'm good. But I'm going to let it play out to be nice. I'm going to let you talk. And let me find a reason to kind of hug. Or let me find something I can cling on to get a detour about this situation. But this nigga ain't got no chance because he's corny. And my only grievance with that is that because again, people going to like who they like. That's just what it is. And you choosing him, I could give two fucks. That's not my life. But I feel like you should have at least gave Son a chance. And what you did was you dismissed him before you even opened. Just like they said, if you were interested in getting to know him, and I'm sure y'all on the time crunch. I done been to, speed and date events before myself. I know how I go. Quick 2 minutes, quick minute and a half, whatever. But we both asking questions. It's both going back and forth. And that happens when you're interested. But when you're not interested, you give him one word answers. Okay, well, damn. You looking at the stopwatch and everything. Oh shit, okay, it's time. It ain't time yet. 30 more seconds. Shit. So that was the energy that I got from it. And all I'm saying is that you should at least heard him out, because for one, you could tell he was nervous. The nigga was breathing hard right from the intro. Hey guys, my name is shit. I don't remember my name. He was breathing hard right from the gate. So I'm like, okay, folks are nervous. So you could tell he's not used to talking to attractive women. He's not used to nothing like that.
And I feel that I understand what you're saying. I just think my biggest overall thing is I just don't like the fact that it may seem like I want to deal with him because of what he does, because that's not what it was. Like, I even think like what Taylor was saying, like, and just men in general, like, yeah, you gotta have a certain like swag about yourself and a confidence, because I feel like you have to have that. Like, that's what a man is. You know what I mean? If you want a woman to follow, like, and that's what I'm saying. Again, 115%. It's not because I'm like, oh, he's lame because he's an engineer. I'm not a scientist. Like, you know what I mean? That's dope. Like, but it was just, I think for me more so, it was just like the confidence thing. But to be clear and to give you some rebuttal on this, I did try to give it a chance. I didn't have to talk to him at all. It was some guys that came on there and I immediately was like, oh, pineapples, because I thought he was cute. So I'm like, all right, let me see what's up. So you know what I mean? There was multiple guys where as soon as they came on, I'm like, oh, hell no, pineapples. Like, you know what I mean? So I think for me, like, that's just the truth. Like, but I think, like, again, I just think my just what I don't like about it is because now and even like with you, Taylor, you're like with him, like, now he might be discouraged with dating Black women. I'm not responsible for that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think that that's kind of a reach to be like, oh, well, now he's only going to go talk to white women because of this, or he had this experience. Like, I think he even came back and called back in while I was on the show. And he was like, no, I just want to try to know, like, it's all cool. Like, it's not that deep. Like, it it literally wasn't like that. Now, I understand what you're saying, Yancy, maybe about my body language. Maybe that's something I need to be more aware of. But in general, I think I'm one of the sweetest people ever. But people think that sometimes, like, they might be like, oh, she's rude or whatever. I feel like I get stereotyped a lot because I'm attractive or I'm this and I'm that. But I'm like totally not even that person.
A smile will warm up any room. I cannot stress that enough. If you smile, if you give compliments, I feel like this is a thing, and I fight for men. People who are on it, I see some of my people, they know this. I fight for men because a lot of times their voice is not heard. We live in as much as they want to say we live in a patriarchy, this is a woman's world right now. The media, everything. Men cannot do anything right according to the media. So I stick up for men because they are ones who are paying for these dates. They're the ones going through and doing all this stuff. And I don't think that women realize what it feels like to be a man. They don't know what it's like to be rejected. So as a woman, I cringe when I see that type, which you've explained, I see that type of energy. And I feel like I feel like almost when you like a guy the least is when you should be the kindest, because his ego is already going to be bruised that you're not picking him. So try to find something, because somebody asked in the comments to give you something constructive. So to all women, not just you, but give someone constructive. Man, that's a really nice shirt, or, oh, your teeth are nice, or anything you could think of. Oh, it's nice talking to you. I hope you have a good night. I don't really feel like we're a match, whatever. But in real life, I think that will help a lot, because I just see women really, really hard on men. And they won't say it to your face a lot of times, but they go back home and it's like, dang, why she have to do me like that?
And then also, can I add in, so going back to what I said in the beginning over swag and confidence, so you're saying that did play a part.
Yeah, but it wasn't because I felt like he was lame. Like,
but it wasn't not about his career, but how he presented himself. Because I'm telling you, just like Trill said, if he came on here speaking game to you and you was like, "Ooh, I like how he's talking," even though he's talking about himself, I'm gonna listen because I'm interested that much. He's enticing me that much because of his swagger, because of his energy. You would never brush him off, right?
Yeah, I feel like he definitely like needed more confidence about himself. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and again, like I'm gonna keep stressing this to the T. It's not because I'm like, oh, he's a scientist. I don't want that, because again, like I've said, I've dated like, different people, and what I have also figured out again is like athletes and entertainment and music industry, that ain't where it's at. Like, it's just not, you know what I mean, at all. Like, even now, right now, I'm talking to somebody and I like him a lot because he's so cool, he's so down to earth, like, and he's so normal. You know what I mean? Like, and to me, that's attractive to me, but he's successful. We can also go out and have fun. Like, we're going to have a good time together. You know what I mean? And I'm also going to listen to him because he's confident. Like, he is going to lead. He's a man, you know what I mean? And that's what I feel like it's about.
So what's wild though is that sometimes like some dudes, especially like on the intro, some dudes may actually be leaders, some dudes may actually have confidence, but they just bad initially. They nervous. It's on a public platform. I'm sure it was thousands of people watching. Folks been probably waiting. He been watching dudes go up there and get dismissed, just like you say. I didn't cut niggas off 2 words in. Oh, nah, it's over with. So he probably watching that like, oh shit, okay, it's my turn. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So he probably just had to get his bearings together. But 2 minutes is just not a lot of time if we just gonna keep it G.
And I get that. Or maybe if we were in a different environment, it would have panned out differently. But like, I also
go get him. You still have a chance.
I also think like,
talk about y'all love story. Go.
Yeah, but I also think like the facts are the facts. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it is what it was. I acknowledge the whole like body language situation. I definitely came over here and my energy was like, oh hell no, all of them I was pissed. I'm not gonna lie.
I got
I'm cool now.
But we're not going back to the confidence thing, girl. We weren't. The guys were trying to say, oh, if he's good on paper, take him. And me and Taylor were like, nah, he needs to have that line in the jungle.
Yeah, I mean, you just gotta like, and then okay, I also want to say this. I also feel like dating situations are like a case by case scenario because it's not the same. You know what I mean? Like, you date different people, you have different experiences, but it's just like you just gotta have a happy medium, and it just period. You know what I mean? Like, and then I think for me too, naturally, I do feel like I'm like assertive and like I am confident and all these things too. So like I gotta have somebody. I don't even say put me in my place because that sounds bad, but like I gotta have somebody. I gotta have somebody that I can follow. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times, like especially with independent women. And this is bad. This is horrible. And I think more so now, like in this day and age. But I think sometimes, like for me, I'm like, if you're not gonna be a man, then I might as well just be by myself.
You want a man who you cannot push around.
Yes, but he also needs to be kind, loving, compassionate, caring, faithful, honest, and all those things. Like
You don't become a soundbite, because men hate it when women say, I want a guy who can handle me, and it's that's not the same thing. A man needs to be firm, and sometimes we can be wrong. Sometimes we can be mistaken. And I can't tell you how many times I told my husband, oh my God, thank you for saying no to me. Not be rude to me, but he was like, what we're not going to do is, and he led very authoritatively. And when a man has authority while being kind, oh, honey.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And like,
so you're looking
and
for,
I see my parents. I'm sorry.
I think a lot of people were upset when you called him boring, and they're like, a scientist boring? Like, he's bringing security, he's bringing a future to you, a successful future at that. And so you're 23, so now I can really understand where your mindset is, because I didn't mature until I was 25, like 25, 26, 27, you know. So I can understand, you're like, oh well, that's boring, like he's boring. But girl, when you get older, you're gonna like boring. You're gonna like boring.
No, we're not gonna throw that off on my age, because that's not what I said. I think it's dope. I need security, but I also need a happy medium. That's what I said. It's not the fact.
You're not gonna find all in one. That's really rare to find. Especially,
but I feel like it's possible. I don't feel like I have to settle for somebody just because he's
I didn't settle. I did not
you know
settle.
what I mean? Like, I feel like with my parents, for example, like my parents are together. My dad's extremely stable. My dad leads. My mom is a wife, like, and they have a whole package. They also go out on dates. My dad's fun, like they do the whole nine. So I don't feel like I have to settle or just be like, oh, he's stable. Like, that's cool. You know what I mean? I'm stable too. Like, you know what I mean? So I need, like I said, that's the standard. But it has to, for a relationship to work, just like how y'all hear people be like, sometimes love isn't just enough to make a relationship work. Like, you got to have all the parts for it to move around and for it to fit.
I agree wholeheartedly, ma'am.
Yeah,
Okay,
so I'm not
everything on paper is good in reality. Not everybody vibes together. Your activity, like you could be a homebody and he wants to be climbing somebody's mountain. Like, you have to have things, and that's why I say when people keep hooking up so quick, it's like, how did you get all these things lined up? It takes a while to find a person you're compatible spiritually, how you want to raise kids. Do you even want to have kids? Where do you want to live? There's so many pieces that have to come together. And I do think that's a big part of it, because at the end of the day, you're not having sex all day long. You actually have to talk and enjoy each other's company. So if it's like crickets and you sitting there staring at each other and you don't have the sexual chemistry, that sexual chemistry is that glue. It should not be the whole relationship, but it sure as heck is a glue that keeps you together, because after a while you're like, you come back together and then, okay, we kind of fuel each other up. But if you're just going off and he has a good career, that's how people end up cheating, because
like, that's not realistic. Like, you will end up miserable if that's the only thing that you like. If you're just like, oh, he's stable, let me latch on to this. No, absolutely.
Okay, so question, Jalea. Since we got you here, I gotta ask you this question as well. Because again, you called dude boring, and you did. That's something you got on. So what is exciting? What is this, swagger, this confidence that you speak of? What does that look like?
Well, first, I'm gonna say I feel like confidence just exudes itself. Like, I don't think that's really something that you just like. I don't know. Like, if you got it, you got it. The girls that get it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just the girls that get it. But I would say what's fun for me, like me personally, like, I want to go on dates. I want to go, like, let's go ride go-karts and like race each other. I don't know, like, let's go do fun stuff. Let's go skydiving. Like, let's take a trip. You know what I mean? Like, something like, I like spontaneous stuff. Maybe you can set me up a picnic in the park or something. You know what I mean? And I just feel like talking to him, he didn't give me them vibes. And it could have been totally because he was nervous. You know what I'm saying? Like, but literally, I feel like he was just spewing his career at me. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm like, and it's dope. I don't want anybody to ever feel like I'm taking that away from him, or I'm like, oh, but that's not, I didn't call him boring because he was a scientist. That's not why I called him.
Would you do a second date with him, a virtual date? If I hosted,
oh my God,
you get comfortable and relaxed, Would you give him just a conversation? Would you even give him like a conversation, like a 10
Yes.
Okay.
I will. I would do it for you. And then I would make sure my body language is
See?
together. And then I also think just like, dang, I forgot what I was about to say. I make sure that I'm smiling, and just I will ask more questions. And I'll be more aware of my own energy.
God.
I'm those people, I see everything from like all sides, but it's just like, again, I didn't say he was boring because he was a scientist. I just felt like he didn't have any other layers to himself.
Valid. But just real quick too, and again, for one, let's just give a round of applause for progress here. Productive conversation. No yelling and loud talking, over talking, none of that. Just this is the platform for that. If y'all in the chat, make sure y'all liking and subscribing, all of that good shit. And after this over, Jaleel, I want you to get your information so they can tap in to you as well. This is something I was thinking about, because when you said that he led with his career, I want to give an explanation as to why a lot of men feel the need to do that. Women put a lot of stock in finances. Financial security is probably the most sought after trait in terms of what a woman, looks for in a man. So when we coming up to a woman, a lot of times, why you'll see dudes jumping out the window, trying to show that car off, trying to show that bust down rollie off, trying to show that necklace off, trying to show that, Louis off, whatever the case may be, just to let you know, hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm financially stable. Now you're right in terms of like leading with that, and that's the only thing that's wrong. But the reasoning for it is to just prove to you that I'm financially stable. You know what I'm saying? But I think if that conversation would have progressed, I think folks would have probably gotten this bag. So I'm actually looking forward to this second date. I'm gonna be tapped in. Y'all make sure y'all send that link to me. I'm gonna be in the comments cheering my dog on, man. I got faith in them.
Yeah, and I agree with that, because especially like nowadays, and I live in Atlanta, so I'm like, Atlanta is capital of the world. That's number one. And then number two is just, I think like even what y'all are saying on social media, like that is what's been created, like this lifestyle, you know what I mean? Or people being like, oh, I don't want to talk to him unless he's driving a Lambo or blah blah blah. Like, and I think with me living in Atlanta personally, like I've had so many guys that even like try to talk to me and they feel like they have value because of that. And I'm just like, you're lame. No. Like, you know what I mean? Now that kind of stuff is corny to me, because I think like in general, I know people that got blue checks and they ain't got nothing in real life. I'm like, and
That's a
like,
fact.
you know what I mean? And that's the truth. It's just like the day and age we live in. So I just think, like I said, every day situation is a case by case scenario.
Can I say something? I go into what I call Mama Yancy mode because I get real protective of people. Okay, I'm sorry. Just do this if you don't want me to keep going. I get really bothered when people, especially from the comment section, come with real intense energy that sometimes I wonder if they would actually come in real life. It takes a lot for somebody who is getting talked about, and not in a positive way, to step up, volunteer, come on, listen to the criticism, take in what she thinks applies, own it. And it's getting me riled up seeing these comments. I really feel on social media, people forget that they are whole people in these videos and memes. And like I said, this is why you will never see me doing a reaction, because I've done like one where I posted it thinking it was, because it was actually meant to be a discussion point, but the actors in the thing got ripped apart, and the girl actually DM'd me and she's like, I'm getting hate mail, blah, blah, blah. People forget these are whole people with whole lives. And I just feel like the extra intensity in the comment section is not necessary. If you wouldn't date her, that's fine. But don't leave a comment that you wouldn't want someone to say to your daughter, your son, what have you. I feel like we've lost touch with humanity. Like, don't say, well, you're on social media, so you should deal with it. No, you're a human, so you should deal with it. You should deal with speaking in a way you would want to be spoken to. And I don't know, it just bothers me. And we're trying to build up the community. We're trying to teach. Why would you want to disparage someone who's literally doing what we're trying to do, is build people up, help them be better? She's a living example that there's redeemable qualities if you could talk to someone like a human being. Sorry, I just had to get that off my chest. I think I'm the oldest one on this panel. But
it's real though. I think for just on social media, people take everything and run with it anyways. Like, people are gonna take stuff that's off this live and be like, oh, she like whatever. it is what it is.
Where
I think
those
I pretty
ears
much,
go?
yeah, I mean, I have tough skin. Like I said, I'm one of those people, I like to listen to things from every perspective. Now, I'm not gonna say I wasn't in my feelings by it at first, because I'm just like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, because I've been seeing people like call me a thought, and like somebody in the comments was like, oh, she's a bottle girl. I'm actually not a bottle girl. For your information, I'm actually in nursing school, and I actually just opened up my own dance studio. Just so you know, just did that. Like,
so no bottle service when I'm coming to Atlanta.
What'd you say?
I was coming to Atlanta. I was hoping for some bottle service, but you're not a bottle girl. So.
No, but I got some friends, you know, that can hook us up.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm like, I got some friends. I got a plug here and there.
But yeah, no, man, I for one definitely want to commend you, because it definitely take nuts to do that. You know what I'm saying? People is talking to you, and it's hundreds of people watching, thousands of people watching, come on there and defend your points. And you did. And again, you came on with some defensive energy, but naturally so. If it's me, I would have did the same thing. You know what I'm saying? But you was mature enough to have a conversation, listen to what people were saying, and stand on your square. You didn't budge. And even the things you did wrong, you say, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna think about that. Or you know what? You may have a point. Which is more than we can say for a lot of people. Some people just stand and being wrong and just, oh no, y'all don't understand. I said what I said, and then it just turned into a whole blow up. So you know what I'm saying? I definitely want to commend you for that. This is not the platform where we bash people or whatever. And you know that's the thing people gotta understand, like especially with the comments and social media just in general. People, you can't take it personal, because people are not talking about you specifically. They don't know you. They are talking about what they feel like you represent, which is a lot of times is off. So, right, you know what I'm saying? So you done been in this thing long enough, you know how I go, you know what I'm saying? But, I just want to commend you personally for coming up here and standing on your square, because a lot of people is not, not built to do that. If we gonna keep it real.
Yeah. And then I also think, can I just say this too, because just how like other people get like stereotyped, I definitely feel like in this situation, I'm being stereotyped just because of how I look. Like, I feel like I'm an easy target to be like, oh, she's pretty. Oh, or she wants this. You know what I mean? And I just think, like, in general, everybody watching, like, people just have to y'all gotta be more compassionate with people, man. And just like, y'all don't know me for real. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just in general. Like,
I gotta add this though. For me, it wasn't a look. For me, it was an energy. It was literally the facial expressions. So, how your appearance was, no matter how you looked, I would have had the same reaction. I think that it was however you felt, it seemed to come across in your face. And like you said, I'm good with you because you heard it, you're like moving forward. People are debating in the comments whether the goal is to try to rip somebody apart or make fun of people. And that's the confusion people have. Some people do content just for the shock value. Other people really are trying to better communities. And I've reposted quite a few things from Krew season because I feel like they give a vantage point that women don't hear, which is men speaking directly. I think that there are some people who just get off on seeing like a fight. It's like I think if you could actually put people and physically fight and rip them apart, they'd be like, yeah, with their popcorn. For me, I don't get off on that. Like, I don't want to know that somebody went home and was crying after a conversation with me. I don't want someone to go viral and get hate mail. Like that hurts me. I'm a mom. I have compassion. So these people who think that this is about, blasting Black women, no, that's ridiculous. Like, what are we doing if we're not trying to build up
gender war? It's a gender war on social media. So a lot of and this is why I do appreciate you guys' platform, the Krew season, because, I noticed that it is balanced, and you guys do try to teach men why women think this way, and they misperceived you and say, oh, she's a thought, she's this, she's a gold digger, she's that. And they had all these speculations about you because they're projecting from their own personal insecurities or whatever they got going on in life. So I just hope that, this collaboration can bring our audience together and find some type of solution to a lot of our problems in the community, in the dating world. Like, I respect you for coming on here because I'm pretty sure you learned some things and we got clarification on some things that we were talking about on this discussion. So,
yeah. Well, thanks for tagging me in. And so I'm happy I was able to like come on here and speak my piece.
Yeah, for sure.
Look,
for sure.
we can have a conversation about fighting. So we broke stereotypes right here. No hair got pulled.
Yeah, I'm smiling now because I was
Yay.
Real rap. So again, but I don't know if you got time or you trying to get up out of here. I don't know what it is, but just real quick, just shout out, where everybody can find you at social medias and things of that nature.
Okay. Y'all can find me on Instagram at Longway Leah with 2 H's. So yeah, find me on there.
Type it in the comments.
I know. I was hot though. I'm not gonna lie. I DM'd. I was like, listen, I've been watching y'all show. I'm the girl, and y'all misconstrue what I said, so y'all probably gonna see my DMs. And I'm like, and next time, tag me.
Make
sure you hit me too, because I'm for real. I will really host this second day.
Let me see.
Yeah, real. Hold on, real quick. Let me read some of these super chats, man.
Y'all, somebody just commented on my post and said, "You have a city girl mindset. You aren't interested in a good black man, just the scammers and rappers. Later on in life, city girls want to settle down with the good guys after dealing with the bad guys."
Oh my God. Oh, okay. Shout out to E Black.
Y'all niggas lame.
Say the ladies ain't keeping the same energy. I thought he didn't have swag. Nah, he's a keeper. Old as hell. Ladies, do y'all want to respond? Well, y'all ain't gonna respond. We didn't already cover that.
I said he was my type. Thank you.
Yeah, I feel like I kept the same energy. I just got clarification on why she dismissed him.
Right. Ricky, shout out to Ricky in the building. My dog. So our eyes like what our heart can handle. Y'all saving lives in these streets. Shout out to Krew season and congrats on the 100th episode. Appreciate you, G.
Congratulations.
I appreciate it.
Baby cuz.
Ali, what up, G? See, he was probably commenting when she first got on. He was like, "Oh shit, here we go." All right, let me see. Maurice, shout out to Maurice. Say she's 23. Y'all know these Gen Z women. Gen Z women get down. She got her money. She got her accomplishment. Most of you dudes are useless in 2022. Oh my God.
What are useless?
Look here, man. Yeah. Right when I thought it was peaceful, man.
Right.
Oh, tight. Let me see. I'm trying to scroll, make sure I don't miss none. Shout out to Congo English. Appreciate you, G. He said my discernment is on Revelations level. Yeah, look, man, I got a lot of experience with women. Like we've been doing this for how long? Oh, 5 years, 6 years, and then women in real life. Right? We had these conversations all the time, so I could tell when a woman's saying something to say it or when she just really like. But shout out to C. Anthony. You say, men, health is wealth. Find your purpose in life and never let it go. The world does not love you, so only look out for you, your family, and your pack because your swag is not enough. All right, shout out to KB. Still coming. Hold tight. I'm steady scrolling. Y'all got to pardon me. Yeah.
All right, y'all. Well, thanks for having me. I'm about to hop off of here.
All right, love.
Give me about the dating show, Yance.
Yes, hear me, girl.
So,
all right, bye. Y'all have a good night.
All right, take it easy.